There are strategies to the madness. It doesn't have to be just a game of like, just get on camera and film 24/7. Now you got all this footage, which we just did a boiler room conversation where we were talking about, hey, we've filmed all this stuff. We've done all these things. And people think that just one idea is like the idea. And like, that's it. That's the video. Okay, we finished that video. Now we have to completely think of a completely separate thing to do. But the reality is the one idea is actually, it could be like 4 or 5 separate different ways of packaging. So you could do talking head, you could do a podcast with the same idea, talking about the same exact content. You could do B-roll. So now you have all this footage. So you do B-roll with text on the screen, no words, just you working with an observation or a story that you're telling. You can do a selfie video of it. You can do a carousel post. And so now that one idea gets transformed into 4, and that's what really prevents burnout, because number 1, you're able to get more longevity out of your content. And then number 2 is people also do not consume content the same way. John, do you read? Do you read?
If I read, I have to Audible at the same time. It's the only way I can do it.
It's the only way you can do it.
Yep.
I can't read. I can read, but like I can't read and retain information.
Same.
So I listen to audiobooks, dude. Like I even like people that send me audiobooks and stuff, or people that send me books. I'm like, dude, where's the audiobook to this? I'll pay for it or whatever it is. Like, please, dear God, get this into something that I can listen to.
Yep.
And so we have to think the same way that we consume content, other people consume it differently as well. And so we're actually doing a disservice to people if we're only putting out one form of the same idea.
Yep. I like that. That's actually really helpful. I wish that we had talked last year because we were doing, so going back to Mike and Jenny, here's the concept. There's anxiety around scheduling someone to come to your house. And usually one spouse does not communicate to another spouse. And so they're fighting. And the joke was like, you didn't check the Google Calendar. And like the very first day I was acting with Emily, I was yelling at this stranger and we were just yelling at each other like we're a married couple. You have this one concept. This is one format. Kind of going back to what you're saying, I wish we had done multiple formats of the same concept, but what we did is we extended out that one concept to multiple videos, and it was very, very effective.
Like a series.
It was like a series.
Yep.
But it really, you can really extend out one idea. And we had at least 6 to 8 videos when most people would just film the one, be done, and then like, oh, now I got to do something else. Well, we filmed out 6 to 8 different versions of a concept about that. And then we had another like series with Mike and Jenny about the next part of it. Like there's a guy on my roof. Like it was the huge thing. So I really actually love the fact that you said like we're doing a disservice by not doing multiple formats of the same idea, but also really extend out the one format. If you know you're good at that, this is getting back to just being practical. If you're like, I can't, this is too much in the beginning of hearing all this, I got to do all these different formats. You do need to get to that point. But in the beginning, don't just film a 90-second video or a 3-minute video. Like, we're done. No, it's just, you need more. You need to take people through the actual storytelling process of, it was visceral because people can feel that anxiety whenever you're understanding, like, if you've been in the home services, you know what's happening. If you're actually listening to your customers, you know they're pissed because their husband didn't tell them that the guy's coming over and he's walking up the steps and now he's knocking on the door and now there's the guy on the roof. And like, there's all these things you can just open up. That kind of storytelling, every home service company needs to make those videos.
And it's not about them at all.
No.
Right? It's about taking yourself out of your shoes and putting yourself into the shoes of your audience member.
Yes.
And then creating content around that, because then you're closing that gap of communication by relatability.
The number of comments that we had on those types of videos was crazy because everyone could relate to it. They would tell a story in the comments of like when that happened or when the contractor showed up without knocking on the door. Like there's so many elements that we all know that happen. Dogs come, they bite you, or like what? There's so many stories that we all have. People come out with guns because they don't realize that they're supposed to tell their spouse that somebody's showing up to the door. That's happened too.
Did you say, can we run this back?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's what it is. I think the reason I'm explaining it like this is because that was me a few years ago. It's like, what do I do? What's next? That is an example of what we did that was really effective, is figure out what your story is. And what you said, John, is exactly true. We looked at these videos through the eyes of our ideal customers. We did not look about like, oh, we're so good at roofing. Here's our badges. Here's how to contact us. It was all about the customer. It was all about the dad jokes are the same way. We just thought that our ideal customer would think those corny jokes would be funny, and they were. And they got tons of views, and they were local. We could track where they were coming from, so they were our ideal customers in our ideal markets too.